Hi, this is Brian Pash, CEO of PCG Consulting, and I had a request come in from one of our clients to analyze the effectiveness of their email marketing campaign that was recently run. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to educate the entire dealer community on how you can use Google Analytics to inspect the quality of traffic that comes to the dealership website. Most email marketing companies will send you a report on how many emails were sent out, how many emails were opened, and how many clicks were generated, meaning how many visits to the website. But I'm going to challenge all dealers watching today's video that that's not enough. You want to measure the quality of those clicks. What type of action did those clicks generate on your website? For example, dealers should be sharing their Google Analytics with their email marketing partners so that together you can collaboratively investigate, did the people who click on the email and come to the website demonstrate shopping behavior, like looking at a search results page of vehicles or landing on a specific vehicle. So I want to show you how to do that. Now there's a couple caveats here. The one caveat is that you want to make sure that your links in the emails are tagged properly. Now let me just use this example. If you go to Google and type in Google URL Builder, okay, you will go to a page that is first in the search results, and if you click on it, it's Google's way to track links to your website. Now, most email marketing partners use UTM tracking. So, for example, let's just put in a website and www.roybot.com just as an example. If I was doing an email newsletter, I would go in and put in the campaign source. Let's just say it was Pink Elephant was the name of the marketing company, and the campaign medium was email, okay? And the campaign content, let's just say, was a 2015 Jetta promo. And the campaign name, well, this is where your particular email marketing vendor may have a code. Let's just say Pink Elephant starts with PE and then some type of number. That's their campaign name. When you use the Google URL Builder, okay, if you were going to drive traffic to the home page, you'll see that it creates this tag. All email marketing campaigns that have links to your dealership website should be tagged. And of course, most of those emails should not be going to your home page, by the way. So, just as a general rule, you want to make sure that your email vendor is using the URL tagging that Google recommends. Now, let's go back to Google Analytics. What we're going to do is click on acquisition here on the left, and then we're going to go and you'll see there's this toggle for campaigns, and I'm going to click on all campaigns. Now this time period, January 1st to March 6th, up here in the upper right hand corner can be changed. You'll notice now in this time period, here are the campaigns that are listed. Now these campaigns could include Google AdWords campaigns, they could include Pandora ad campaigns, they could include video marketing campaigns. We're going to see any traffic that has been tagged with the Google URL Builder with a campaign name. Now you're going to see Google My Business here, and this is because this dealer read my article and followed my advice that for the first time we can see all the traffic that is generated by Google My Business, because we tagged the URL in the Google My Business listing. But these two campaigns up here, EB 24775 and EB24899 are the email marketing campaigns for the vendor. Now, I'm going to click on the first one. And basically, it doesn't tell me much other than some basic data. We're going to drill down and find out, obviously, if you can see these spikes here. Man, they threw out some nice email. But it doesn't tell us if the quality of that behavior, well, was worth the investment. So what we're going to do is click on secondary dimension. Now, depending on your marketing partner, if they use the add content filter, which this one did, you know exactly what was clicked, meaning the email marketing campaign for the 2005 Jetta, if someone clicked on that, well, guess what? That was the email marketing ad that was about the Jetta. And so let's click on this in a different way. This doesn't tell me if these 531 for the Jetta or the 463 for the Golf were good. What do I know? Well, I know that 79% were new, so that's good. New traffic. They didn't bounce much, meaning only 30% hit that landing page and left, and they looked at a total of 2 pages. They stayed on the site about 3 minutes. The question is what were they doing, though? That's the big thing. The time on site doesn't mean much, well, if they weren't exhibiting behaviors that are attributed to selling more cars. Now, so we know these different campaigns. Got it? Let's take a look at another way of looking. Instead of looking at ad content, let's look at landing page. Oh, look at that. That's even better. Okay, now that we can see the landing pages, for the most part, you can figure out what the marketing message was. And of course, here we are with this Golf special page. And here's the Passat. So we know now, same thing, if your marketing partner did not use the add content tag, well, the landing page is, of course, set. This is really great. Now I can see how many people who responded to this Golf special actually looked at a Golf. Let's take a look. In order to do that, we have to add a segment. And this is a dealer.com website that the dealer called me up on. And I've already set some filters up for dealer.com SRPs and VDPs. So I'm going to hit apply. And this is really where the power comes in. So first of all, for this whole campaign, close to 4,000 people clicked to the dealer's website. 431 started a search, only 3%, and less than 2% looked at a particular vehicle. Okay, now let's go down to the Golf special. Here it is, number 6, Golf special, 283 total clicks. 22 people looked at a list of cars, and 10 people looked at a VDP. You could take a look here at the Passat. 285 people clicked, 11 people did a search, 5 people looked at a car. Now, in this particular case, what you really need to do is figure out if this is the type of behavior you would expect. I don't know how much the email blast cost, but here's one way to look at it. I know that if I'm generating a VDP view using Google AdWords, lot links, or something, in that $2 to $4 range, to get a consumer, an in-market consumer, to a vehicle in stock. So let's just use the high range. For this one blast, this campaign, if you added $4 here, that would be about $1,000. So if you paid $1,000 for this campaign, you could justify that it generated 227 consumer visits to a specific vehicle. Some of you might be saying, well, Brian, that's way too much. I have my VDPs down to, $2. Okay, well, here you go. If it's $2, then this would be the equivalent of $500 worth of traffic. Now, there's a couple caveats. Number one, 90% of these clicks had not been to the website before, meaning they're a new visitor. So number one, this email blast was bringing people to the website, well, that haven't looked at a VDP in a long time or never, okay? And those that looked at a car actually stayed on the site around 7 minutes. That's a really strong number. But do you see what I'm doing here? I'm using data to tell me what's the ROI. Did I get people looking at these vehicles? Now, one of the other things I want you to do is understand maybe you would have expected more than 10% of the people looking at vehicles in some form. I mean, only 10 VDPs, 22 SRPs. You might say, hey, Brian, that's not good enough. So the question is, where did they take them? Well, we know they took them to this new Gulf Special page. So before we judge that this campaign is never going to get better, let's take a look at where they sent them. Okay, so I went to the dealer's website, and what I found was the landing page that was being used looked a little odd, and what this is called an iframe. So everything inside this box is actually happening on another website. This is really not best practice, meaning all this landing page is a video, 2 videos, and an ability for the consumer to click on inventory or contact. Both of these buttons, by the way, take the consumer back to the dealer's website. And what was really odd about this is that by framing in the inventory, you don't know which consumers clicked on the video. You really don't know anything that's going on in this. Now, graphically, maybe the vendor thought that this was a really nice presentation and that you could go in and look at some of these offers, okay? But anything that happens in this iframe is invisible to Google Analytics because it's happening on another website. Now, one of the things that was just kind of odd about this design was that if they click on inventory, okay, it does take them right back to the dealer's website. So that's not a big surprise. So I'm not really sure why that was going on. I also checked to see how many people playing the video. I wanted to see how many people actually clicked on this, and it was actually very little, meaning there was very few referrals back from this third-party website that was hosting this. So here's a couple other things. Just because somebody clicked on a Gulf promo and the landing page is perfect, it's assuming that that consumer is ready to buy the Golf. I'd love to see some other buttons below this offer, which could be, view our used Golfs, get to know our service department, see our current Volkswagen incentives and rebates. I would have liked to seen more choices, and of course, I would have liked it to be native to the website and not an iframe. So that's where they were taking them. I wish this landing page was not framed because I'd like to see more activity, and I'd like to see some more choices to give the consumer a chance to get to know this dealer. So let's go back to the analytics. Okay, so now that we're back in analytics, let's just review what I did. I went to campaigns and all campaigns. And if you do that, you'll get a list of your campaigns. And if you know the names that your email marketing partner has chosen, you can click on them. And then I did a secondary dimension called landing page to see where these emails were taking the consumers. And then if you set up filters for VDPs, vehicle detail pages, and SRPs, you can see which campaigns had the most engagement, and then you can use those filters like I did here for dealer.com, because this was a dealer.com website, to be able to say the total VDP views from these 4,000 clicks was 227. Put a value on it. Do you want to put a value that it was $2 a VDP or $4 a VDP? And then the only thing else that you should be checking is if people from this campaign called the dealership or submitted a lead. Now, for this particular dealer, I don't see any goals set up. But if goals were set up, you'd be able to see how many leads were submitted. And then what you need to do with your call tracking vendor, you need to take a look at these inbound mail campaigns and to see if they triggered any phone calls. So to calculate the ROI of an email marketing campaign, I like to see, where did the clicks go? Did they look at SRPs and VDPs? Did they submit a lead, and did they make a phone call? Hopefully, this tutorial gives you some insights on how to at least see the engagement on your website, and then just work with your website vendor or your call tracking vendor to be able to track how many leads or calls came in. And then together, that will give you all the data you need to determine the ROI of your email marketing campaigns. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn for more educational articles and tutorials in the future. Thank you.